if you have mango trees and fruit set, you might have this problem. This is a Florigon tree, and Florigon has set a lot of fruit this year, and of course the fruit is at the tips of the branches, and if you get a lot of fruit at the end of a fairly long branch, it's going to pull it down. Now these fruit are only going to get bigger, we hope, and then more heavy and actually pull this branch down even further. So there are a couple options. It's best not to have your fruit develop on the ground, of course. So the two options are prop up or tie up. Now this branch, it would be very difficult to tie it up. There's not a huge branch that is above it that's real sturdy that we could tie this branch up. So this is an opportunity to prop up. And I have brought with me here today two old prop sticks. These were from a couple years ago. This used to be part of a Kohala longan tree, both of these, and Kohala can make some really nice prop sticks. So this one has two different levels that you can prop at, and this is just a normal fork. So let's see which one works. Basically the idea is to get this branch up off of the ground. Now, I'm thinking if I can manage it at the higher level, that might be a better situation for this particular. Oh, boy, there's a lot of stuff here in my way. Let's see if we have enough. No, I think I got to go for the lower level. I'm not that strong. So that sort of does the trick for now, but I think that it could be better. Let me see. I didn't test this out ahead of time, so this fork and this particular stick is a little bit lower than this particular one. It's not going to make a difference on all sorts of these branches. I think that if this stick were just a little bit lower, it would work out. What I'm going to try is just putting this out further on the branch, which of course makes it a little heavier. See if this will be high enough to, yeah, okay. It's a little more effort than I thought it was going to be, but basically this prop stick is mostly vertical, and it's holding this branch up. As long as the wind doesn't seriously rock this area of the tree, I think that might be good enough for the rest of the season. Of course, after the fruit is off of the tree, definitely we have to cut this branch way back. We don't want this to get even worse. If we didn't trim it back severely, this problem could be even worse next season. But hopefully the fruit will make it for this season, and then we'll come back and trim this branch back. So here's our main fruit punch tree. It's the same one that unfortunately had a big branch blow off in the storm a few days ago. This has been happening for a while though. This is a long, skinny, it used to be a tall, skinny branch of fruit punch, and it has two fruit left, it looks like. So those fruit are already resting on the ground. This is not a good situation for this particular part of the tree. So, of course I have a prop stick, and that would sort of work. I guess it would have to be out further. But because this is such a skinny long branch, it's pretty wobbly. So this is not a good situation for a prop stick. I think the best thing to do for this particular branch is to tie it to a more major branch that is more in the center of the tree. So if you're thinking of prop up versus tie up, look for your alternatives. Actually, this is a very lightweight branch, it seems, and there's only 2 fruit. So I'm thinking we could even get away with tying it to something directly above here. So I am going to try that theory out, see if I can use some of this web tape to make it happen. Let's see. I think I'm going to have to climb no matter what to get the right position for this thing. I always reuse these sections of, if I tie something up or whatever with the web tape, so it really doesn't matter if I get too much, because it's just going to get used anyway. Not the ideal tool to do this. But I don't have any razor blades in my pocket right now. There, got it. So I'll just put this over the intended branch up there, and then I'll be able to tie this lower branch up. Make sure the space is big enough for me to get up. So I'm thinking that this branch right here is going to be the lucky winner. So I think I'll go on this side of this other branch. Hopefully that'll work out. Now I just need to tie it up. Okay, so make it a little easier to get this going. So that looks like it'll be plenty big enough, and just to make it easier on myself to tie this, I'm looping it around so it doesn't slip. The web tape doesn't slip. It's not going to be on here long enough to girdle this branch. My intention is just to have it on until we pick the fruit. And it should be pretty easy to remember, famous last words, to take this off. And since I'm reusing this web tape, I'll make it really easy on myself to do that and tie a loop at the end. So there we go. That's the tie-up option. If you have fruit on the ground and if sort of a long and skinny branch, tying up is probably going to be your best option. But in both cases, you sort of look at the situation you're dealing with and make a choice. So those are the 2 basic options, prop up or tie up, but also remember to trim back the branch after the fruit is off.